In March 2025, 40 miles off the coast of Boston, a commercial fishing crew hauled their nets up from the Atlantic. Instead of a catch of fish, they dragged a heavy tarp onto the deck. Inside was the decomposing body of a woman. When the Suffolk County Medical Examiner investigated, the evidence showed that this wasn't a crime scene. The body bore surgical tumors and had been professionally embalmed. It was a legal burial at sea, a deliberate attempt to place the deceased in a final, invisible resting place that had been accidentally interrupted by a dragging net. This recovery was a fluke, a one-in-a-million snag that brought an intended disappearance back into the light. It serves as a stark reminder of the Atlantic's true scale. It is an environment where objects are meant to remain undisturbed in the deep forever. For centuries, this coastline has served as a graveyard. Before GPS and modern charts, the waters off Massachusetts were a maze of craggy headlands and unseen shoals. Countless ships ferrying cargo or catching fish were lost to fierce nor'easters and violent currents, vanishing without a trace. While this one body was pulled back to the surface, it is the exception to a much larger rule. Most of what the sea takes, it keeps. The ocean doesn't just passively hold these secrets. Its physical nature is geared towards swallowing evidence and birthing centuries of maritime mysteries. We see this pattern of disappearance throughout history. In 1872, the merchant ship Mary Celeste was found drifting haphazardly off the coast of Portugal, her sails torn and her rigging trailing in the water. The ship was seaworthy, the cargo was intact, and personal possessions were completely undisturbed. Yet there was not a single person on board. The only lifeboat was missing, and the fate of the 10 people who had set sail remains unknown. 2 years earlier, the SS City of Boston disappeared under even more violent conditions. She left Halifax in January 1870, heading for Liverpool with 191 people on board, and sailed straight into a winter storm. She never reached her destination. Instead of finding a wreck, searchers only recovered disconnected fragments. Months later, a piece of wood washed ashore in Cornwall, bearing a carved inscription claiming the ship was sinking. In November 1870, a bottle washed up at Crantock, Cornwall. The message inside claimed the city of Boston had been in a collision, a piece of news that had been drifting for nearly a year, offering no verifiable leads and only serving to build an unsolvable urban mythology. These isolated, fragmented remains are the predictable, calculated result of how the ocean's physical engine processes a disaster. The Atlantic coast operates like a massive, dynamic washing machine, constantly churning and separating whatever falls into it. This NOAA document describes density stratification. A lighter water layer forms at the surface, sitting atop a denser layer below. The boundary between them, the pycnocline, acts as a barrier. Debris sinking slowly hits this horizontal boundary and accumulates there. Once debris is trapped at the pycnocline, it is at the mercy of the currents. High-speed current shears and Gulf Stream meanders grab this suspended material and carry it hundreds of miles away along circuitous trajectories. Extreme tidal cycles further complicate the search. By pushing millions of gallons of water toward and away from the shore daily, the tides create a scattered debris field that makes it impossible to retrace fragments back to a single origin point. The ocean is a physical shredder. It is designed to dismantle the timeline of any maritime disaster, separating the remains and scattering them until the original story is lost. Because the ocean often refuses to provide forensic closure, we are forced to invent folklore and ghost stories to fill the void. Take the story of the Charles Haskell, a fishing schooner from Gloucester. After a collision that sank another vessel, the Haskell's crew claimed to see phantom fishermen rise from the sea at dawn to work the decks, haunting the ship until it was finally abandoned. While supernatural lore fills the harbor, physical history remains buried. In 1717, the pirate ship Whydah was wrecked on a sandbar during a nor'easter. While over 100 men died and much of the treasure was plundered by locals, an unknown quantity of gold and silver remains hidden under shifting sandbars to this day. Today, the ocean's ghosts are literal physical threats, ghost gear. Lost nets and lobster pots float silently through the water, entangling marine life and adding to the overwhelming quantities of debris in the deep. Whether through haunted folklore or abandoned fishing gear, the ocean is perpetually haunted by the things we cannot reclaim. The vast, dark reality of the ocean is completely indifferent to human memory or our need for closure. Every piece of wreckage that washes ashore serves as a reminder that despite our technology, we have not conquered the sea. We are merely temporary visitors on the water, and when the ocean decides to keep a secret, we are left only with the question of what else remains hidden in the deep.